Hello everyone. Today we'll dive into another powerful data binding technique on the Devum platform and demonstrate how to display detailed information for an individual employee using the getByID method. Building on our last video where we showed you how to display a full list of employees using the getAll method, we'll now demonstrate how to bind a single record to your UI using the getByID method. This is a crucial step for building dynamic interfaces that show detailed information about one specific item. Let's begin by looking at the UI. We've designed a dedicated container to display all the employee details. Within the outline, you can see we've created a main container, which holds two nested containers. One of the nested containers is dedicated specifically to the employee's photo. The second container holds 5 distinct labels, which we will use to display all of their personal and professional informations, as shown here. Now, let's select the container located under our unpaginated list. This is the component we'll use to trigger the data binding event. Once selected, navigate to the Properties panel on the right-hand side. The key to linking our list to the Details container is enabling an interaction. We'll configure an on-click event that will pass the employee ID from the list to this container, ensuring we display the correct information. This ID will then be used with the getByID method to fetch and display all the details for that specific employee. First, select the parent container and navigate to the Interactions section. We'll enable the on-click event here. Next, we'll bind a data source to this container by clicking the Add Data Source option to open the pop-up. Choose the Forms service, then select Employee as the dataset and set the method to getByID. After selecting the appropriate form and method, select Add Data Source. Now that we've configured our on-click event, we need to define the data it will carry. We do this by adding a parameter, which will pass the employee's ID from our list to the Details container. First, click the button to add a new parameter. From there, you'll map the employee's ID field directly from the event store to the parameter you just created. This mapping is what makes the connection work. It tells the container exactly which employee's detail to retrieve. As a final crucial step, always make sure the mandatory configuration is enabled to prevent any potential issues. Now, once our data source binding is complete, we'll move on to binding the individual elements within the container to their corresponding data fields. We'll start by binding the image element directly to the employee's photo field, ensuring their picture is displayed dynamically. Now, we'll bind our image element. Right-click on the image and select Data Binding from the menu. Next, choose your parent container and then select the Employee Image field. Once complete, the employee's image will be displayed automatically. Then we'll follow a similar process for the remaining labels. For each label, you'll right-click and select Data Binding. Then choose the parent container as your source. However, for fields like Department and Designation, we'll use a specific feature to ensure a clean, organized display. We'll navigate to the Template Builder, which allows us to combine multiple data fields into a single formatted string. After connecting the initial labels, we will follow a very similar data binding approach for the remaining fields. This involves linking each of the remaining labels to their corresponding data points in the Forms service, specifically for the employee's email, reporting head, and employee status. By doing this, we ensure that every single piece of employee information is dynamically populated and presented in a clear, organized, and easily readable format on our dashboard. Now, let's follow the video to see this process in action and complete the data binding. After all the elements are bound, you can test the functionality by clicking on an employee from the list. The details for that employee will now appear in the container thanks to the getByID method. Finally, don't forget to publish all your changes to save and apply this configuration. Thank you.